Yep, it's a good morning again. I hope everyone's doing well. I have to make this point about this confirmation nomination coming up on Judge Brett Kavanaugh. I just listened to Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer on the floor discussing the issue. It really comes down to a he said, she said. Who do you believe? The problem with it is it's already been decided. No matter what the FBI comes up with, the Democrats are going to deny him, and the Republicans are going to vote for him. Now, what they keep on talking about is the 5 senators who are undecided, who haven't made up their mind. Well, I call bullcrap on that. They have made up their mind. If you have seen the interview with Senator Murkowski from Alaska, I got a feeling she's going to be a no vote. Just by the way she's talking, she is so out to lunch on what's going on. And when they were interviewing her, she was going into some conference meeting about this. They're going to rake her over the coals just like they did with Senator Flake. Flip side of that, Manchin, Democrat senator from West Virginia, will probably vote yes. Flake, the Republican senator, is such a flake. He will actually kowtow and vote yes in the end. Because if he votes no, even with all the butt kissing he's doing with Coons, you see this? They're on the road together here, making stage presence and stuff. He even made jokes about being cornered in the elevator. So Flake is still whatever. Then there's Republican Senator Collins from Maine. No decision yet. Then the Republican or the Democrat Senator Hellkamp from North Dakota. These 5 people are going to make the decision on whether Brett Kavanaugh gets confirmed or not. Stop it, people. If you don't want them, they've made up their mind. All 5 of them. They all know what they're going to vote. What they're waiting on is they don't want to look like the bad guy. They do not want to get blood on their hands for trying to do something right. Brett Kavanaugh is innocent of all these charges. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Dr. Ford is lying her backside off. I was trying to really believe her that something happened. But what's coming out now, with all the money she's getting, and all the kowtowing, the Democrats kissing on her backside? No, even Rachel Mitchell. They're saying that her report was bought and paid for by the Republicans. But yet, earlier, they were chastising her because Senator Lindsey Graham jumped in, took his spot of her questioning, And then that was the last of her questions there. So they said, oh, the Republicans thought she was an idiot and denied her the rest of the questioning. But now she came out with this report, and it's true. Every lawyer that I have ever spoke with in the last 2 weeks, all of them, 100% of them, said they would not touch this case with a 10-foot pole if Dr. Ford came to them. It's salacious. They're actually reporting now that Judge Brett Kavanaugh will not be a good judge because he threw ice in a bar. All I can say is this case is being tried in the public's eye. Chuck Schumer came out today in his statement on the floor saying most Americans. I am getting so tired of this statement by the Democrats and the media about most Americans. That is a lie. Most of the surveyed Democrats and the liberal wackos is the way the statement should be. Same thing on the Republican side. When they say most Americans, they're talking about the Republican side. When the election of Trump happened, the country's pretty well split down the middle. So you cannot have most Americans either side. Now, let's take it one step further. Mitch McConnell's statement on the floor was talking about right or wrong, who you believe, who you do not believe. Granted, he is backing Kavanaugh and he is a yes vote. So his presentation was slanted that way. But he also said that you have to make up your mind, and Brett Kavanaugh did not do what he did. But all the Democrats are saying, yes, he did. Nobody's always taking the other side. Did Dr. Ford get raped? How come she doesn't know half the stuff? That's what Rachel Mitchell's report said. She doesn't know anything. There's no collaboration. There's nothing. If you went to a party, you were sober and straight, you knew how you got there. Whether you walked, whether a friend drove you, rode the bus, she doesn't know how she got there. She doesn't know how she got back. Okay, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she was so drunk on beer, she couldn't remember. People, this has gotten out of hand. The Democrats now saying they're not obstructionists. They just want a fair and honest investigation. I said this a couple of times now. When the report comes back, and it will come back this week, the FBI report, with the exact same information that they have already during the hearing. What are they going to do? Nothing will change. It will be exactly the same. And then they're going to scream, it wasn't long enough. When I was getting back with Chuck Schumer, he turned his presentation about how Trump's indecisions and inability to run the government comes right down to it. Why would he even say that? If they're trying to confirm Brett Kavanaugh at the Supreme Justice seat, why would you say, well, Trump doesn't know what he's doing? Why would you do that? You're not talking about Trump. Trump's not running for the Supreme Court. What it comes down to is the balance of the Supreme Court is scaring the living daylights out of the Democrats. Once you bring the Constitution back into government and people start seeing what our politicians are doing, things have got to change. Whether we clean complete house or just partials of it, but the swamp is really deep. And I'm telling you, you haven't heard a word from Pelosi, Feinstein, Waters. Schumer's the only one that's saying anything right now. And what's that California wonderful lady there, Gillian or whatever her name is? What a job she is. Same thing with Pocahontas, too. All I know is Judge Brett Kavanaugh, in my mind, is a good person. 30 years of good service to this country. They want a more in-depth investigation. What are they going to go back down to? His potty training? How far back do these people want to go? They're starting to bring out Dr. Ford's yearbook. She's saying the same thing in her book. Oh, she went to wild parties and all this kind of stuff. Please, people, please. The most important thing now is November 6th is coming up. It's election time. We either increase the numbers of the Republican constitutionalists in our Senate and the House, or you turn this country to the first steps of socialism and allow Hillary baby and the rest of the Democrats run roughshod over you and your life. It's up to you, folks. Nobody, well, can't say nobody will change things. You're the one that needs to change things. It's up to us. And when it comes to sexual harassment, just think about Senator Ted Kennedy. He kills a pregnant woman by drowning her in Chappaquiddick. Nothing was done. That sums up the viewpoint of reality with the Democratic people, or at least the Democratic side, of how they actually view you. If you vote against them, they will drive you into a river and drown you. Think about that. The Democrats will do by all means possible to stop this nomination. By all means possible. What does that mean to you, folks? When somebody comes up to you and says, I will deny you whatever you happen to be doing by all means possible. The evil and the vileness that resides in the hearts of the Democrats is unprecedented. If you could not see that during the hearing, then you're blinded to what's going on. No matter what happens, they say you have to believe Dr. Ford. fine, believe her. But if you believe that Judge Brett Kavanaugh is innocent, fine, believe him. But don't sit there and say that I have to believe a woman that's lying about rape over a man that says nothing ever happened. This case has set women back so far on their ability to be believed when something really happens. It is a sad day, and the Democrats are doing it. So I hope during this investigation with the FBI, they look into the violations of Dr. Ford's lawyers for not informing her properly of the information. I hope they look into Dianne Feinstein's staff for leaking that information. Oh, matter of fact, Chuck Schumer said on the floor that Dr. Ford went to the press first before anybody else, and it wasn't their fault. Boom! He just threw her under the bus to save their own backside. But nobody's going to talk about that part. Review the speech that he did. He actually said that Dr. Ford went to the Washington Post first. If that is true, let's just say that is true, that she did go to the Washington Post first. That means her entire case is money motivated. Get a little sensationalism. Get her name out there in the paper. Be the victim. Oh, sorry. I apologize. Oh, my God. $900,000 in a GoFundMe page. They are trashing their own person. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, Peter just responded. You are so right. Nobody will ever, what did it say? Nobody will ever go after politicians for lying. That is so true. It doesn't matter right or left. When a politician lies, that's okay. You have carte blanche to do with what you want. I mean, our politicians lie so much now. I love that statement. I really do. Thanks, Peter. That was great. That was great. I loved it. So please get out there and vote. Put the pressure on Senator Murkowski from Alaska, Senator Flake from Arizona, Senator Collins from Maine, Senator Manchin from West Virginia, Senator Delkamp from North Dakota. These are the undecideds because they want their 5 minutes of fame, 15 minutes of fame. Well, let's give it to them. Start sending them emails. Start sending them Twitter accounts. Call them. Write them. Make them get out there and put their 2 cents. It's time to vote. Time to get this past us. There's too many things going on right now. Folks, have a good day. Thanks for listening. Vegas strong, baby. Prayers go out to all the October 1st Mandalay Bay shooting. That's really a sad thing. Had friends that got hurt. So anyway, take care. Love yous. Bye.